Gather round townsfolk from peddler to thief. Let me tell you the tale of the great tribal chief. He had hair wet as dogs, he had teeth white as dogs, he had friends who were dogs. He's a really big dog. He will fight, he will win, he will bite, he will sing. He's more vile than before, from the Isles of Samoa. Much wretched was Roman when virtue his game, but he went bad at SummerSlam and joined with Paul Heyman. He ruled over SmackDown, potential let loose, and he layeth to SmackDown on Noble J. Uso. He will fight, he will win, he will bite, he will sing. He's more vile than before, from the Isles of Samoa. He's a dog, diggy big dog with shiny white teeth. He's a big dog, big diggy dog. He's a great tribal chief. At the end of the story, those listening to me, they're under the glory, a great irony. Like Rocky before him, who failed as a face, Reigns had to go evil to rule in Rock's place. He will bite, he will win, he will fight, he will sing. He's more vile than before, from the Isles of Samoa. He's a big dog, big woof bark dog. He's a big dog, big whoopy dog, big bark woof dog woof. And when Rock finally comes back, the dog's gone too far. He'll acknowledge the chief at WrestleMania. And when Reigns finally turns back into a face, he'll be the most over, except maybe Mace or Tiba or Slapjack. Fun fact, I wrote that before Slapjack got released. Mason T-Bar still around though. Good job. I'm Adam from partsFUNknown, and this is how I would book Who Beats Roman. Oh boy. So yeah, Roman Reigns has, of the day that I recorded this, held the Big W Championship for 44 days and the University Championship for, checks notes, longer than that. How much longer? 626 doggy days. That's how longer. He pinned Braun Strowman in a triple threat at Payback 2020, back when the only wrestling fans in the world lived inside the digital grid prison where murderers in the tech industry go when they die. I don't miss pandemic wrestling, I surely don't. Look at them. FaceTime pricks. Now the Bloodline perches unmovable and eternal atop WWE with all the belts. I think the tag unification match hasn't happened yet. Like Cerberus, basically. A three-headed big dog, big whoopy dog, holding a bunch of novelty leather key rings and their three giant mouths. And also, Cerberus's lawyer is present, I guess. Now, to be clear, I like the Bloodline domination thing. I like unbeatable heel champions because I think it raises the prestige of the titles they hoard. And having one top championship in the company, that's a good thing. IMO. I'm not entirely sure if they're two top championships. Are they unified? Will he defend them separately? No f***ing idea. WWE have not been clear on that, and if they haven't been clear, then I haven't been cared. But an unbeatable champion only works if someone, beats them. It's not much of a movie if the monster wins in the end. There's a reason that they reshot the sad ending of Dodgeball. Remember when Dodgeball and Anchorman came out at roughly the same time? What time for comedy? Dodgeball, by the way, is a better film. Just gonna leave that hot take right there. I'm sure that'll be fine. With Roman maybe looking to crack Hollywood in the near future, maybe, and also with the proposed Rock versus Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania 39 absolutely not needing the world title attached to it. If anything, it makes the match kind of more predictable and therefore worse. Just have it be about who gets to be the leader of their family. It's much better that way. With those things in mind, then we have to start talking about who gets to be the guy to beat Roman Reigns. Feels little bit like slim pickings. That's why I'm here. Let me have a go. So the question is, who? Short of bringing in someone new and Lesnaring them to the title, who are our viable top contenders? Well, let's have a look at the list, shall we? Number 1, Brock Lesnar. Absolutely not. I think I'd rather enter into a tender relationships with a wasp's nest than sit through another Broman program. We already did it. It took 7 feuds, but we did it. It's done. Get in the no pile and you stay there. Drew McIntyre, crowning him in the UK, where he'll probably be super over, is the closest to a monumental occasion that fits to end a monumental title reign. But then again, I don't know. He can have a great match with pretty much anyone. He's charismatic. I like his furry chest, but he was WWE champ for ages, and I don't think carrying a murder weapon around has massively improved his happy-go-lucky babyface shtick. Still, he is going in the maybe pile. Randy Orton. Orton's always a contender, always will be for the rest of his career, most likely. Plus, if WWE treat the titles as separate belts, then if he won them, that would technically bump him up to 16 world titles, tying him with Cena and Flair. Then in the future, if the title's ever vacated, you can run Orton versus Cena, double retirement match, see who breaks Flair's record. Throw Flair in there as well. He's gonna wrestle again. I know what I'm saying. I'm drunk. We're gonna put Randy Orton in the no pile. Just, you've had enough, Randy. KO? No, let's just, not quite. What, he's gonna hit him with a golf cart again? AJ Styles, gonna sound like AJ's mum, but can he please win a pay-per-view match at some point? He hasn't won one in almost a full year. Literally Money in the Bank 2021. Like, please? But also, he held the WWE title for a year previously, doesn't really need it. A big hypocritical no. Finn Balor, the big push. Honestly, tripping and falling on his knob at Extreme Rules kind of killed the demon gimmick, so sorry, bud. No. Edge, strong maybe. Now, I think Judgment Day is an Evolution quality gimmick, if done right. Edge is a different guy now than he was when he last feuded with Reigns. Judgment Day versus Bloodline. Those matches would be great. They'd be heel versus heel, but he's a maybe. Bron Breakker. The hipster's choice. No, Bron Breakker's good. He's got proper Lesnar levels of potential. I don't think he can win the title in the time frame that we're looking at, though. Maybe in future years, almost definitely in future years, but for now, no. Bobby Lashley, no, he's had a go. Nakamura, sorry, mate. Seth Rollins should always be a maybe from a wrestling perspective. He's probably the best big match machine in the big dub, but still it is a trodden path, and Seth doesn't need a title to be over. And of course, the last time he held the Universal Championship, that Hell in a Cell match happened. Also, Roman has already conquered his Seth Rollins demons, so let's say no on Seth. Walter, I don't care if it's played out. I'm not calling him Gunther. He doesn't run a coffee shop. This is my personal favorite. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, has the best kind of matches that WWE have produced in the last 5 years. I think he's the most legitimate choice, would very much like it if they called up Eichner and ran face Imperium versus heel Bloodline. Like, holy shit. He did hold the NXT title for years, which might be a bit much for fans, but hell, if WWE can forget about it, we can too. He goes in the maybe, please. Cody Rhodes, the probable heavy favorite. WWE would love to crown Cody with a world title, something that AEW never did. Get him to repeatedly say on the record, this is the biggest, most important match of my career, while Dustin Rhodes just sits sadly while Simon and Garfunkel plays. So those are our maybes. Drew, Edge, Walter, Cody. 2 from SmackDown, 2 from Raw. All of those, I think, are viable top contenders. But look, this is an entertainment show at the end of the day, and I want to do something that's entertaining and challenging. See, I've booked Cody before. You can watch that video there. Drew doesn't quite excite me beyond UK man wins thing at UK show. Edge is good, but I think heel rules it out, and that leaves Walter. And look, if you held a gun to my head and wanted a name right now without any explanation or storyline, I'm just gonna go Walter. I think he's the best special attraction in wrestling. He's you can legitimately imagine him just slapping Roman Reigns' head off and pinning him. But this is a story, and I'd like to push myself a little. I'd like to present to you a name that you might initially say, absolutely not, you're f***ing mad, and see if I can change your mind. I would like to tell you the story of how I would book Roman Reigns to eventually be dethroned by Xavier Woods. You heard me. Between now and the end of 2022, you could do it. You could build Xavier Woods into the guy, the white-hot underdog babyface that the fans demand end Roman Reigns' World Championship run. Come with me on this tale. Get yourself a bucket of Coronas, because it's all about friendship and it's all about family. We start in the build-up to Hell in a Cell, and closing off this rather feud the New Day are having with Sheamus and his boys from the Whack Stuff. Ridge Holland, the man with the name of a Dutch crisp brand, and Butch, the love child of Scrappy Doo and Where's Wally, or Waldo for our American friends. After all of these shenanigans, the weekly blinders take to the ring to challenge the New Day to a tag match at Hell in a Cell. That's not that's not my Irish accent. To a tag match at Hell in a Cell. All three members of the blinders versus all of New Day. Isn't that a little unfair? Asks Ridge to Sheamus sarcastically. Not at all, says Sheamus. There's three of us, three of them. Or at least there used to be. Now, we don't need to show the clip of the belly-to-belly again, but it has happened. I might as well mention it one more time just to add a bit of fire to the fact that this is the rivalry's end. New Day versus Sheamus, Ridge, and Butch. During the match, Ridge and Butch try to double-team Xavier through the announce table, but he slips away. Kofi does his trust fall from the top of a ladder onto the two. Kofi, Ridge, Butch all go through the announce table. Sheamus rolls Xavier into the ring, grabs him, screams into his face, "I'm going to break your damn neck, fella!" Runs back, hits him with the brogue kick, pins him. One, Xavier kicks out at one, screams. Sheamus goes wide-eyed. He runs back, he goes in for another brogue kick. He walks into a super kick. Xavier hits his springboard elbow, wins the match for the New Day. Just a reminder, a little seed, that friends are Xavier Woods' superpower. The New Day parlay the victory into becoming part of the very slow burn Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns feud. Seeing as WWE are dead set against running Drew versus Roman too early, plus holy those guys have worked out how to do the amazing PWG style 6-man tag match. At Money in the Bank, Drew and the New Day, we're gonna go right ahead and call them the Drew Day. It's a Drew Day. Ayatas run them versus the Bloodline. The main event is going to be the Money in the Bank ladder match, won by Edge. Just by the way, he's going to turn into a gothic briefcase, leather all warped. You know the Necronomicon Ex Mortis from Evil Dead? That, basically. To add a bit of spice to the match, it's an elimination tag. Kofi's eliminated first after a double Uso splash. Then Drew McIntyre takes control of the match. He's cleaning house. He has Roman set up for the 3, 2, 1. Claymore when an Uso pops onto the apron. Drew turns, knocks him off, turns into a spear. He is pinned and he is eliminated. It is all three members of the Bloodline against Xavier Woods. Commentary mentioned the fact that after Woods was crowned King of the Ring last year, he fought Roman on SmackDown and won that match by DQ. WWE claim officially that the match was a no contest, but it's not. Xavier won the match by DQ, because that's how DQs work. Look, either way, Roman didn't beat Xavier. Xavier hits a super kick on Jimmy Uso, rolls him up, eliminates him. Xavier fights back from underneath. He is battered, exhausted, slapping the mat. New Day rocks, trying to whip the crowd up. Distraction. Roman hits a Superman punch, tags Jay, who hits the splash, but on impact, Woods pivots, turns Jay into a pinfall. 1, 2, 3. It is down to Xavier Woods versus Roman Reigns. But in true Kofi Kingston at Survivor Series 2009 fashion, Roman immediately gets in the ring, runs for the spear. Xavier snatches him to a small package. 1, 2, 3. Xavier Woods pins Roman Reigns. Holy sh**. That's a huge deal, and a super unlikely deal, I will completely grant you, but I definitely think it will play well. First of all, it's not non-title, so everyone chill the out. Second, Roman is fast approaching the point of over-dominance, even as a heel, so a shock you to him would be lovely. Third, who doesn't bloody love Xavier Woods? He exudes an easy charm, relentlessly positive vibes, and he's obsessed with Uno, which makes him just fine by me. This next step in the Summer of Woods passes through SummerSlam. The match, Drew McIntyre versus Xavier Woods. Now, both men have been denied the title shot at SummerSlam because Edge cashes in his Money in the Bank contract to secure the main event of SummerSlam, a huge payday, and the title shot for himself. However, Drew versus Xavier is the #1 contenders match. Drew was screwed at Money in the Bank via distraction, I guess, and obviously him versus Roman is a dollar match that management want, but they can't ignore the fact that at the pay-per-view, Xavier Woods pinned Roman Reigns, something that no one not one person has been able to do, and I'm not making this up, since December 15th, 2019. The man who pinned him at TLC, Baron Corbin. It was the dog food feud. Smashing stuff. So at the biggest party of the summer, obvious favorite Drew McIntyre versus underdog from out of nowhere, Xavier Woods, with the winner facing Roman at Clash in the Castle. Wonder who's going to win that. But actually, I think that predictability can help in its favor. Drew will likely be over in the UK against Roman no matter what. So lean into the fact that the fan support is getting behind Xavier and use all of this history to tell a story that's full of callbacks, neat little touches, like how Woods is the only member of New Day to not be world champion, like how no one thought Big E or Kofi could be world champion either, how Roman hasn't been able to beat Xavier Woods, specifically the parallels between Woods' King of the Ring campaign with Kofi Mania, this underdog, almost fans, grassroots movement taking over the program, all building to something that seems unlikely but possible. And then let's crush those dreams a few times. Before SummerSlam, irate at being beaten and telling Woods that he's nothing, Roman reminds Xavier that he isn't a king anymore. Roman's the king of his own family. Roman is the tribal chief, and he tells Xavier to kneel before your tribal chief. Woods repeatedly refuses. Roman knocks him down, heads under the ring, retrieves a hammer. If you won't use them to kneel, then you must not need them. And he cracks Xavier Woods in the knee with the hammer. At SummerSlam, the knee injury is the whole story. Woods keeps trying to gut through the pain, and Drew doesn't want to take advantage. They've been through the Drew Day together. Woods climbs to the top to hit his springboard elbow drop, but his knee buckles and he falls to the mat. He slowly raises to his feet, and Drew runs in for a Claymore, but he sees the pain that Woods is in, and he tries to help Woods to his feet, but Xavier pushes him off. He won't be pitied. Just do it. Just do it, Drew. He slaps McIntyre in the face. Drew hits the Claymore, pins Woods. 1, 2, 3. The Drew versus Roman feud properly happens, heads to Clash of the Castle. On the undercard, New Day versus Usos. Always a fun match for the SmackDown tag titles or the unified tag title, I don't know. The New Day gut it out despite Xavier's injury and win the tag straps. But in the main event, Roman cheats to beat Drew. The SmackDown after Clash at the Castle, the Bloodline go into Dickhead Overdrive, which would be a good name for a pay-per-view. They smash McIntyre through a glass window backstage before interrupting a New Day tag match. Roman, incensed at the disrespect the Bloodline has been shown, chokes Woods out with the guillotine. Kofi tries to run in to help, but Roman hits Kingston with a spear. He looks at both members of the New Day. Down, out, heads outside the ring, grabs a pair of handcuffs Xavier Woods to the turnbuckle, heads to ringside, grabs a steel chair and wraps it around Kofi's neck. Then he grabs another chair. The Usos run in. They went to war with the New Day, and even though they don't like Kofi or Xavier, they respect them. Asks Roman not to do it, but Roman hits the chair, boom, with the other one, injuring Kofi's neck, putting him on the shelf alongside Big E. The next week, Xavier defends the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the Usos by himself and stays in the match, partially because the Usos can't bring themselves to treat Xavier this way. Roman tells them to do it from ringside, but they just walk out of the ring and stand there, wait for the count out, forfeiting the match. A callback to them forfeiting during the gauntlet before Kofi Mania, one of the best moments on SmackDown. I love that moment. Owing to the fact that Kofi is still injured and will be for a while, and because he can't keep defending the titles this way, the SmackDown tag titles are held up as vacant, but Xavier shouldn't fret. He's informed that WWE will be running King of the Ring again this year in the build-up to Crown Jewel, and Xavier receives automatic entry to try and retain his crown. And this time, there's an added incentive, because King of the Ring pretty much always works better when something is properly on the line, not a Burger King crown. The winner of the 2022 King of the Ring wins the title shot at Survivor Series. Xavier is the story of the tournament, his knee injury constantly aggravating him, but he keeps winning through talent, through guts, through fan support. The main event of Crown Jewel is Drew versus Roman, the rematch, which Roman also wins. The King of the Ring final comes down to Xavier Woods versus Edge. Edge has been trying to use Judgment Day to recapture his former glories, Money in the Bank winner, and now after winning the tournament back in 2001, Edge will become King of the Ring one more time. The Judgment Day numbers game keeps Xavier at a disadvantage until Kofi's music hits, and he returns to fight them off, and Xavier grabs Edge in a roll-up to win King of the Ring one more time and finally earn a World Heavyweight title shot at Survivor Series. Now this is where we really ramp up the family drama within the bloodline and the discord that's starting to form there. After all, who better to remind the Usos of the awesome independent champions they used to be than the New Day, their best and fiercest rivals? Roman calls Jimmy and Jay weak, proclaims that Woods is a fake king. He is the king. Roman is the king of his own family, his own tribe. Really start to instill in the audience the importance of this title of leader of your family. He demands respect, that the Usos kneel to him, which they do. How fundamental it is, the Samoan extended family, and how Roman is the undisputed leader that demands and is deserving of the respect and cooperation of that extended family. Roman casts out Paul Heyman because he's not part of the Anoa'i family. He's just never been part of the family. He's just another interloper trying to exploit the Samoan people for his own gain. Roman's starting to lose it a little bit. At Survivor Series, the bloodline really starts to come apart. The Usos are hesitant to help Roman cheat, and Roman becomes increasingly frustrated that for some reason, one-on-one, he just can't seem to put Xavier Woods away. Jey Uso finally goes to interfere, goes for a super kick, but accidentally he hits Roman instead. Xavier tries for the win, but Roman kicks out. Reigns berates the Usos, slapping them, but they stand there and they take it. The ref goes down, and Jimmy Uso goes for a super kick, but Kofi pushes Xavier out of the way and he takes it instead. Despite that friendship, Xavier can't quite overcome Roman, who hits the spear and wins. See, on SmackDown, the Usos start to question whether or not Roman actually does have the true interests of the family at heart. Roman spears Jey in front of Jimmy, tells Jimmy to kneel. Jimmy doesn't, so Roman spears Jey again and one more time. After that, Jimmy kneels. Roman becomes fixated on making Woods kneel. But after all these weeks and months, Woods won't do it. Woods demands one last title shot against Roman at day one. Roman agrees, but only if Xavier agrees to a condition. Woods surrounds himself with his fairy tale life, the power of positivity, the friendship of the New Day. It's nothing. It means nothing. They're not your family. You don't have their blood. At the end of the day, it's all meaningless. And Xavier Woods, he's a ruler of nothing. At day one, Roman will put the title on the line against Xavier Woods. But if Woods loses, the New Day must permanently disband. Woods will be banished to Raw, and he and Kofi will never share a brand ever again. Woods refuses. He says, fine, I forfeit my title shot. But before he can leave the ring, Kofi accepts the challenge on Woods' behalf, because the bloodline's a family held together with fear and obligation, but the New Day is a family that's held together with love. Maybe we'll work different days, Kofi says, but don't worry, we'll find the time. Go get him. Shortly before Christmas, Xavier and Kofi share one last moment in the ring as the New Day, telling the crowd, Christmas is a time for miracles, right? And that's when they bring out Big E. Now, I've left Big E's involvement in this angle out for as long as humanly possible, just in case his recovery moves slowly, which it currently already has. Now, I've no idea if he'll ever wrestle again, but he comes down to the ring to join his brothers. They reminisce. February 2019, Kofi Mania began. Day one, 2022, Big E went in as champion and saw it all come to a premature end. At day one this year, the New Day could come to a premature end themselves, but Big E knows. He knows that Woods is stronger than that. Cast your mind back, Big E tells the crowd. July 21st, 2014, Big E and Kofi teamed and lost. Big E and Kofi have been losing a long time. On July 21st, 2014, on Raw, Xavier Woods walked down to the ring in a dorky-ass suit with dorky-ass glasses and told us, this is our time, this is our place. And that's when the New Day was born, but not anymore, Woods. Kofi's been there, I've been there. Big E says, this is your time. At day one, 2023, it's a new day. Yes, it is. Xavier Woods comes out with Kofi and Big E at the pay-per-view, but sends them to the back. This is his time. Roman comes out with the Usos, and as he walks down the ramp, they stay at the top. He turns and orders them to follow him to ringside. They look pissed, but they obey. During the match, The ref goes down. Roman tells the Usos to get him the hammer, but they refuse to help Roman cheat. He berates them one more time before Jimmy and Jay turn and walk away up the ramp to the backstage. Roman grabs a mic and he shouts at the back, he's the head of this family. Him, you will acknowledge me. Pay me the respect I am due. And Jimmy, Jay, get your ass down here. If you smell... The Rock walks straight down to the ring. Roman smiles, opens his arm for a hug. Rock smiles, hugs Roman, turns it into a rock bottom, boom, walks away. Xavier climbs to the top, hits the springboard elbow drop. The ref wakes and groggily counts 1, 2, 3. Xavier Woods pins Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Championship as one family lies in pieces. The New Day, on day one, come down and tearfully embrace, just like they did at Mania 35, just like they did on Raw in September 2021. The final piece of the New Day World Title trilogy is complete. The Rock and Roman go on to WrestleMania 39 with the leadership of the Anoa'i family on the line, which probably means a lot more to Rock and Roman than the title, to be fair. And then hopefully Xavier Woods goes on to have a better title run than either Big E or, if we're honest, Kofi. And that is how I would book Xavier Woods beating Roman Reigns. Do you disagree? Do you think it's mad? Let me know in the comments. What else would you like me to book? If you would like to hear more about my New Day booking, then why don't you check out the Kofi Mania booking that I did? There it is. It's really, I like this one a lot. The Kofi Mania, how Adam would book, give it a click. Yeah, why not? What else you got on? Nothing. Jam that jam.